Video, I will be discussing essentially, how can I have to drag it, I suppose. So in this video, I'll be discussing like when to apply for a job, like what to apply for, what not to apply for, that kind of thing. I'm just gonna put this here. Um, so yeah, the reason why is because a lot of people, because you can just go on a client account, and I recommend this if you have an agency account or you have a freelancer account, create a client account also, and for whatever job it is you want to apply for, create a client account and put out a job description for your exact um, for the exact for an ideal job for you, basically. So your exact service that you want to provide. So if you want to run meta ads, create a client account and looking for a meta ad specialist, make the job description personalized. Hey, look, it's our first time using Upwork. We run a swimming pool business. We've been doing well, but our current media buyer got sick and we need a new meta ads guy. And then you get to see who's applying. You get to see the quality of their outreach proposals. You get to see the quality of their outreach proposals. You get to see the quality of the candidates. So it's a good thing to do. But the thing is, when you're applying for jobs, there's going to be a lot of these jobs because a lot of people that do this. I've done this, not in a long time, but I've done it several times to get an idea of my competition. So it's very important that you are able to decipher like a low quality client or like a BS client, I'll call it, someone who's not really looking to hire somebody and somebody who is. And that usually comes down to the personalization a lot of the time. So you have to check to see, have they actually mentioned a business? If they say, hey, we're looking for a paid ad specialist, blah, 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 and it just looks like a chat GPT or some kind of AI response, you don't apply to that. And you get better at this with time. Of course, once you do the outreach week in, week out, you're going to start to notice trends. You're going to start to notice, hey, this just looks the same bullet points, the same. So you're going to start to notice things. But yeah, so you have to be aware that not everything is someone looking. Like you have to look at if they're interviewing, you have to look when they joined, you have to look if their payment method is verified, you have to look if the other thing is verified. You just have to look at things around. You have to look at the location they specified. Like if you're based in, for example, the UK and they put US, you can still apply. But if you're based in India and they put US specifically, they're probably not going to work for you. Don't waste your connects. So you definitely want to look at those things. And something I also do is I also look at who else they've worked with, and I just check the regions. Sometimes you might click the regions, and you just see that they're just working with people in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. I probably wouldn't apply to that because I know that they're looking for workers from that particular region. So yeah, these are some ways, because again, like I said, Upwork costs money, and we want to save our money and apply to jobs that we really have a good fit of getting a response. Because if you get a response, you get your connects back. Just to mention again. So yeah, those are definitely some things to look at. I'm just thinking out loud in my head again. You want to see how many people they're interviewing. You want to see if they've interviewed anyone. You want to see the last time they've opened that job post. You know, if somebody's serious, they're going to be sending messages straight away. Sometimes it takes a day or two for very, very true, because I've hired on Upwork, seriously, of course, and maybe it takes me a day or two to come back around. But yeah, definitely some things to look at. So these are just some of my tips. Don't apply to anyone who's just started a new business, because they're going to be expecting you, for whatever service you're providing, to deliver everything and do everything. I don't recommend working with that type of person. We only work with clients with proven offers. This was more specific to me. So again, I'm going to skip past that. I'm just going to skip past this. Yeah, if you're in doubt as to whether to apply or not, maybe just send it to someone else and just get feedback. So don't apply to anything with a ridiculously long, vague job description. There's no example here, but the reason why I suggest against this is because a lot of the time, did the business owner or did the person sit down and write it themselves? Probably not. It's just a lot of the time, it could be an example of a low quality client. If they're interviewing over 10 people, don't apply. This shows they're probably looking for the cheapest option, just messaging everyone. Don't apply to urgent tasks, people wanting results in a fast amount of time, or people expecting results immediately, guys you don't want to cause stress. Don't apply to jobs looking for so much in one role. They'll be like, yeah, I'm looking for TikTok ads expert, Google ads, Meta ads, Pinterest ads expert. And it's just like, what are you looking for? You don't know what you're looking for. You could apply to those jobs and say, like, look, I can help you out with the TikTok portion, but a lot of the time they're looking for someone who has all in one, and that person, that unicorn, just doesn't exist. If they say hourly specifically in the job description, don't apply. There are some people who put hourly as a price, but when we get on the phone, we just let them know we don't work hourly. By hourly, I mean, if the job description, they say we will pay $3 per hour, you can still apply for hourly jobs if it fits the criteria. So you can apply for hourly jobs, but if they specifically mention in the job description, look, I'm only paying hourly, I'm only interested in hourly, don't apply. Because hourly, if you can package your services in such a way, be like, look, hey, it's just going to be $450 a month. This is all that's going to include it. We don't work on hourly. We want freedom here. I do my best not to work on hourly. The only time I work on hourly is for consultation calls, pretty much. And yeah, pretty much just for sales calls. Like if it's like, yeah, I don't like to work on hourly. I like to package my services, and you should do the same. Never apply to jobs with applicants 50 plus, guys. Of course, before I never used to apply to 20 to 50, just 15 to 20. But you could do that if you want to split test that. But I just don't do that now because Upwork is a lot more competitive and there's a lot more jobs now. And guys, it's very important to post a job so you can see what your competition is like, because my Upwork profile says I'm in the UK. I'm not in the UK, but it says I'm in the UK. For my particular service, there's not a lot of people from the UK providing that service, so I'm up there. I get inbound leads all the time. I get people messaging me all the time. Same for my client. He's in Canada. He gets more inbound leads than we do from the proposals now. That's how Upwork can work for you. Don't apply to anything that looks like they want an employee, part-time or full-time job. Again, guys, if that's what you're looking for, you're just looking for a remote job, and you don't want to go into the office anymore, fine, that's on you. But I don't apply for, oh, look, we need you to be available for 20 hours a week, 20 hours of my week, 40 hours of my week. I am not interested in that. That's why I left the corporate. I'm not interested in that anymore. If it's not a clear job description, payment method, no reviews, that kind of stuff, like the job description is not clear and it's just generic and it just looks like scripted, guys, keep your connects. Yeah, so I hope that's helped. In general, you just want to pay attention to everything that you're seeing on each proposal. And yeah.